Hey you guys. Oh, I need to fix my hair. Anyway. Do y'all like my tarot shirt? It's the sun. It was ripped when I bought it. Okay, I got this from Fashion Nova of all places. But I love it. And I was just in a t-shirt mode tonight. I've been packing orders and Nikki is tired. Blessed but tired. I wanted to talk to y'all about spiritual protection because it is Holy Week, Semana Santa. It's a time for prayer, cleansing, introspection, dream development, psychic development, just basically a spiritual reset. And protection is really important this week. And it's one of those things that you want to have going as often as you can. You know, don't be a fanatic, don't be a freak. But it is a good idea to have it in place as part of your routine. It's just like a pew-pew. I have to censor myself, I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't want to wait until someone is trying to come into your home and hurt you and your family to be like, oh, I could really use a pew-pew right now. No. You want to have that mug ready to go just in case. And that is like the best analogy I can give to spiritual protection. You don't want to wait until things get super chaotic and super bad to protect yourself. A big part of spiritual protection is boundaries. And I know that women have a hard time with this because we're very nice. Most of us are very nice and very loving, very giving, very open. And I remember I went through so much that I finally looked in the mirror and said, you know what? Number one, a lot of your misfortune could have been prevented if you stuck to your boundaries. And if you had any boundaries at all. When I was younger, I was like Free Willy. But I would rather be called a crazy bitch, or a bitch in general, and aggressive, and domineering, and, problematic. I would rather be called those things because I know myself, and that side only comes out of me when I have to defend myself. It's not for no reason. It's not for any petty shit either. So I'm okay with being those things in someone's eyes. I would rather be called that than a doormat, than get hurt, than get screwed over when I could have avoided it. I would rather be the villain in someone's story than a victim. And there's a lot of women who have been hurt physically because they were nice to the wrong person. And it's not their fault. This world can be so evil and so fucked up, and I don't want that to happen to any of you guys. And we can't always prevent stuff from happening to us, but if we can do our best, then we know that we did all we could. And when I first started my journey, because my dad passed away, and then shortly after I started waking up, I moved out on my own. And I would not let anybody in my house. It was like Fort Knox. Because I knew the energy that these people would bring to my house. Like, some of them are family. And I didn't want it. Being very mindful of who you allow into your home, your car. If you have a business that you own and it's in a separate location from your house, be protective of that. If you know that Aunt Shirley, every time you're around her, she talks down to you, she gives you hella mal de ojo, don't let her into your space. If you absolutely have to see this woman, go to lunch. Go in public. But if for whatever reason you can't help it, make sure that you cleanse yourself and your space after these funky energy people come over. And there's 100 million different types of home protection things that you can do. You know, prayer, charms, wards, whatever, to shield your house and your car or whatever. Don't tell people everything. Like I said the other night, it is okay to keep some stuff to yourself. And when I was in my rebellious phase, you couldn't tell me shit. I would tell the wrong people close to me so much. And then I would get mad when it would fall apart 2 days later. Because in my mind, I wasn't really scared. And I was like, well, nobody can fuck up what God gave me. And that is true, to an extent. But now, like, I protect myself and I protect my blessings, not because I'm scared of people and their funky energy. It's because these are things and people and situations that I love and that I care for, that I value, and a lot of it I have worked very hard for. And when you value something and you cherish it and you have worked your behind off for it, you're going to protect it. You're not going to take it for granted. At least you shouldn't. And if you know that someone does not wish you well, or maybe they don't necessarily wish you harm, but they wish that they had what you do, and if it came down to it and they had to choose, they'd rather them have it than you, don't tell that person shit. Same thing goes for online. Very few people actually know what my house looks like, what car I drive, who I hang around with. I could be engaged right now and y'all would never know. Because I keep certain things to myself. Not because I'm scared, but because these are things that I love and I enjoy my peace. And when you love something, you're going to protect it with all your heart. Manifest, work hard, build the momentum. Boom, you have it. Shield it, protect it, then talk. Unless it's someone that you know and that you trust, and that is trustworthy, and you can talk to about certain stuff, then yeah, that's fine. But some of y'all just tell the worst people all the right things, and it's just not good practice. Because some people are natural born witches. I have a family member, blood related to me. And I remember one of my previous elders explained to me, my titi, explained to me that people don't have to be a witch. It's not always some weirdo putting a candle together or killing a rooster. Some people, just because of their lineage, which I come from, so I know, they can just send you a little bit of bad energy, and if you're not protecting yourself, boom. It feels like brujeria, and it's not, technically. So what did I do? I only talk to her when necessary, and when I do, I'm very strategic about what I tell her. If I have a bad day, that's not the person I'm calling. She might love me, but she's also envious of me, and I know what she's envious of, and I know why, And I've never vocalized this to her whatsoever, because what's the point? She goes to church every Sunday. You know? Another thing when it comes to privacy, what you post online, I'm trying to taste these words before I give them to you, because I'm really not trying to put anybody down. Quite the opposite. Risque photos. I love feeling sexy. I love wearing my sexy stuff and my, stripper heels and all of that. I love it. But if you notice, I really don't post a lot of risque stuff. I used to. And I don't look down on women who do. Or anyone who does. That's your body, your content, your decision. I don't judge you. But what I will say is, I don't like the type of attention that it draws. Because I can feel it. I can feel that man leering over me. And 9 times out of 10, I don't feel the same way. And it feels very invading. It just makes me uncomfortable. Not because I don't like my body. Not because I'm ashamed. It's crossing my spiritual boundaries. And I can feel it, and it makes me uncomfortable. Now, if it's my man, girl. Oh, he's at work? Boom. No problem. References available. But that's someone that I love, or someone that I really care for and that I have a relationship with. It's not some random guy on the internet. That's coming from me, but I'm a very spiritual and intuitive woman. Maybe it doesn't affect you. Maybe you don't feel it. And if you do, maybe you don't mind. Do what makes you happy. But if you resonate a lot with me, I'm just telling you from experience. And then you start having weird dreams about people, and that's another invasion of spiritual boundaries, and it's just not. Like, I know when I get older, I'm gonna miss my body, so I do take pictures. I'm gonna have an entire photo album of Nickiness, to look back on. But that's for me. And my husband, if we get married, if I ever get married. Not for the internet. Again, this is from a spiritual standpoint. This is not me slut-shaming. This is not me saying, no, you can't show off your body. I'm just telling you energetically. Take it how you will. Another thing is poverty mindset. Not poverty. Poverty mindset. I do not look down on impoverished people at all. I don't. There's all sorts of limitations and oppression and struggle. Like, it's very heartbreaking. And I've been there. Only a few people know, but I've been there. There's a difference. I can't help anyone who doesn't want better for themselves and doesn't feel like they can do better. And sometimes that's not their fault that they feel that way. Sometimes life truly feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds and you're under its foot. And Some people, all they need is a pep talk or to listen to somebody's testimony, and they're back on their feet. What I'm talking about is people who don't want you to accomplish your dreams because they don't feel like they could do it themselves. So they want you to stay at the bottom with them because it makes them comfortable. That is like the most anti-prosperity work thing you can do, is hang around people who don't believe in themselves and don't believe in you. That's poverty mindset. That is thinking that there is no better, that they can't do better, and therefore you can't either. That if you want to do some prosperity work and protect your money, watch who you hang around with. You know, I'm always trying to help the poor and give to the poor, because again, I've been there. I will never look down on anyone that's homeless or struggling or anything, because that could easily be any of us. You talk to a homeless person a lot of times, it's not how it looks in the movies or on TV or on the news even, where they've never accomplished anything in life. And they're just there. Sometimes it's real life. I'm talking about the people that don't think that better is possible, and because they're there, they want to drag you down and keep you there with them to make them feel comfortable. That's what I'm talking about. Don't do it. Another thing is protection work. And there's a million ways that you can protect yourself spiritually. But like I said in the beginning, don't wait until things get super crazy and chaotic and bad to start doing protection work. When things are good, that's when you need to really be stepping up your game, because you want to keep that momentum, and keep things, protected and flowing in the right direction. That's when you really need to be giving back to your ancestors and your spirits and saying, thank you guys, thank you for everything. Protect us, shield us, all of that. Pray daily. And if you have a certain saint that you feel like you resonate with, or a deity or anything, an archangel, you can find prayers for them, or you can make one up from your heart that you say every day. Whatever makes you feel grounded and safe and shielded and protected. Keep your protection work to yourself. Unless you are a client that I have known for like a year or two, I'm not telling you what I do for protection. I'm sorry. And I'm damn sure not telling the whole internet. Why? Because I'm smart. Not because I'm scared. But I've been taught a lot by like really good teachers, and number one, I'm not just gonna spill all their secrets. That's disrespectful as hell. Number two, everyone is allowed to have their own way of doing things, and it's just not smart to tell people exactly how you protect yourself. Unless it's something that you did in the past, that work that you no longer do because you found something else, then, whatever. Crystals and spiritual jewelry. Black tourmaline. Howlite is good for protecting your mental space. Hematite is amazing. Some people say black obsidian. I don't really like it because it's a very psychic stone, and it can kind of attract negative energy if you don't really know how to work it, because it's used for scrying, so it does open up portals and stuff. What else? Clear quartz you can use for anything. What is it? zebra obsidian or leopard obsidian. The speckled one that looks like a Dalmatian. I do like that one. Onyx. Onyx is amazing. I actually have some lace beads that I'm working on that are onyx and black tourmaline. Smoky quartz. There's so many. Labradorite. This little bracelet of mine. He has a very specific purpose, and I love him. And I've had him for a while. It's amazing. Labradorite is sacred to Hecate, fun fact. Charms, again, deck out your house. And it doesn't have to be, like, obviously anything spiritual. You can literally enchant anything. When I was a lot more into Jesus, I used to have crosses above all my doors. And I kept them for a while. Because the cross just overall represents protection. You can draw a cross in cascarilla above your doors. Bells are good. Door charms are good. On my website, you can actually purchase a home protection charm, and they're all individualized. So I actually do divination to see what you need, and I go with that. It's not like something that's been sitting on a shelf for 3 months. No. What else? Obviously, cleansing your space, praying over your space, making energy grids with selenite, like I talked about. Just pray. Pray. And believe in yourself. And have boundaries. And, like, I can't say it enough. The most strongest spiritual protection you can have in your life is having good boundaries. And not letting people in your life that just push your buttons and tear you down. That is like one of the worst curses you can put on yourself. Is having people in your life that really don't wish you well at all. And I used to have a lot of them. And I got my my weed whacker and I pulled out all the weeds. So, and my life has been a lot different. It was bumpy for a while, but now, if you don't love me, you are out. Because anybody in my life that I have, like, they're there because I love them. So I deserve that back type thing. I don't have people in my life that tear me down or insult me or side-eye me or always trying to make me question myself. No. If I'm doing something wrong, they'll call me out, but it's in a way that's respectful and nurturing and from a good, genuine, concerned place. Not, oh, you're so this or you're so that, or you really shouldn't be, doing this because you're just not good at it and you're never going to be anything. If they try that shit now, like, you're going to get slapped on your mouth. Probably. So, that's my little video on everyday spiritual protection. It really is an everyday thing. Don't become obsessed, but it's a good practice to have. Especially when you're trying to manifest goodness. Manifest some protection with it. Okay? If y'all want a reading or anything or a cleansing, DM me at Dark Goddess or text or WhatsApp 678-390-0688 and I'll get you taken care of. The home protection charms are on my website, thedarkgoddess.com. Alright, I love y'all. Bye.